Passive income, it's the dream, right? Making money while you sleep. But let's be real, there's a huge gap between the hype you see online and the actual reality. In this explainer, we're going to close that gap.
Okay, this quote right here, this is the single most important truth you need to hear about passive income. The whole idea of easy money is, frankly, a myth. Passive income isn't something you just stumble upon, it's something you build, and it always starts with a lot of upfront work.
So, that's the real question, isn't it? This isn't about some magic button you can press. It's about engineering an income engine, a system that, once you get it up and running, works for you in the background. Today, we're going to look at the blueprints for that engine. And that brings us to the core concept of this whole thing, the active first principle. It's simple. Before anything can become passive, it demands your active time, your energy, or your money to get it off the ground. No exceptions. So let's just redefine the term. Forget money for nothing. The best way to think of it is as a durable, automated system. You do the hard work once, you create the product, you set up the investment, you build the audience, so that system can then work for you over and over and over again.
Okay, so knowing that upfront work is a must, the next logical step is figuring out which path is actually right for you. Not every method is going to fit every person because, we all start with different resources.
And this is the question you really need to ask yourself right now. What do you have the most of to invest? Is it money you've already saved up? Is it free time that you can consistently dedicate to a project? Or is it a specific skill or a great idea that you can turn into an asset? Your answer is going to point you to your ideal pathway.
This table breaks it all down into 3 really clear pathways. If you've got capital, you're an investor, and that's usually the shortest path to seeing some income. If you have time and you can be consistent, you're a creator, but you gotta be ready for a longer journey. And if you've got a skill or a great idea, you're a maker, which is kind of a happy medium for seeing returns. So let's break each one of these down. All right, let's start with the investor pathway. This is for those of you whose main resource is money. These are probably the most truly passive options once they're all set up. So for investors, there are 2 fantastic set-it-and-forget-it options. A high-yield savings account is literally the easiest place to start. It's just a bank account that pays you way better interest. Then, of course, you've got stocks and index funds, the classic engine for long-term wealth that lets you own a tiny piece of the whole market. The key here isn't trying to time the market, it's just about consistently investing over time. Okay, next up is the creator pathway. This one's completely different. It's not about investing money, it's about investing your time to build an audience. And I gotta tell you, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but the potential payoff is absolutely incredible.
Now, for creators, the 2 main roads are blogging and YouTube. Here's a pro tip for blogs. Use Pinterest. It's a visual search engine and it can drive traffic to your site way faster than just waiting for Google. With YouTube, your content is what we call evergreen. A video you make today could find its audience months or even years from now. Both are great for monetization, but first, you have to earn that attention.
And that brings us to this number. An estimated 70% of all internet traffic is now video. Think about that. People, more and more, prefer to watch rather than read. So if you're going to invest your time as a creator, video is definitely where the attention is.
Now, for our third pathway, the maker. This one's for all the people out there who want to use a specific skill or a cool idea to create an asset, digital or physical, that can be sold over and over again. A perfect example of a maker business is print on demand. The model is so simple, you can see it right here. You create a design, you upload it to a platform like Printify, and then they handle everything else. The printing, the shipping, the customer service. The best part? You never have to touch a single piece of inventory.
The maker pathway is just incredibly diverse. You could sell simple things like journals or puzzle books on Amazon. You could create digital templates or spreadsheets on Etsy. Assets you literally create once and can sell forever. Or if you're feeling a bit more ambitious, you can use these new no-code tools to build and even replicate successful apps. And you should not underestimate that no-code app idea. This number, $300,000, is the monthly revenue of a really simple motivational quotes app. And get this, another creator was able to copy every single feature of that app without writing a line of code using new AI-powered tools. The potential here is just massive.
You know, that example of an AI-powered tool brings us perfectly to our final section. All of these pathways we've just discussed are getting supercharged by a new force, the AI accelerator. This technology is changing what's possible in a fundamental way. In today's world, we are just drowning in information. The real value isn't in creating more noise anymore. It's in becoming a trusted filter that helps people find the important stuff. And well, AI is becoming the ultimate tool to help you do exactly that.
Just think about the assets we've been talking about. The blog posts, the videos, the digital products. They all take time to create. But what if that wasn't true anymore? AI tools can now take your rough research or a simple document and almost instantly generate a script, an audio recording, or even a full video with slides. The barrier to creation is just dropping like a rock.
This technology is unlocking entirely new business models. You could sell daily video research briefings to busy investors. You could be a ghost thought leader, turning a CEO's rough notes into polished videos for their social media. Or you could help a company transform its boring FAQ page into an entire library of helpful training videos. These are high-value services that can generate real recurring revenue. So the key takeaway here is this. AI isn't just making the old models faster. It's creating the foundation for entirely new ones. It's becoming a creative partner, helping you build assets that were pretty much impossible just a year ago. So the only question left is, what income engine will you build?